Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a quick semi-finals recap, not of what happened at the semi-finals, but more what it was like being there. Just before we get into this, I do just want to say that if at any point you're feeling like low or like unmotivated or like don't really want to train or not really sure why you do CrossFit or whatever sport it is that you do, if you can find a local competition of the sport that you do, like if there's a local CrossFit competition nearby, go to it. Because honestly, after this weekend, I have never felt so like hyped and pumped and excited and motivated to get back into training and just see what I could do after seeing all of those amazing athletes throw down. It was just one of the most surreal experiences ever, and I just cannot recommend it enough. If you have the opportunity to go, please go. As well as kind of explaining what it was like whilst we were there, I am just going to do like a top moments of like what I thought was the best moments of the whole weekend, just because it's the special moments that really fire you up, the special moments that make you feel like you've got the fire in your belly to go back to training and start training again and even enter a competition, which I may have done because of the weekend. So, you know, key moments. So if we start from the top of key moments, I just want to give a special mention to Laura Horvath and Gabby Smagala's friendship over the weekend. It really just tipped the edge for me and genuinely gave me goosebumps and made me feel really emotional. Number two, or like my second favorite thing, is Claudia Gluck and Victor Hoffer's. Obviously they are French athletes and it was held in Lyon in France, so naturally the home crowd is going to be more behind them, but then they actually ended up getting tickets to the games, which obviously in itself is absolutely amazing. But the most amazing thing was that when those two came onto the competition floor, the whole stadium erupted in like clapping and like cheering, and they had like people with drums like chanting their names, and it was absolutely insane. I can't imagine what that would feel like for them, but it was the most incredible atmosphere I've ever known. Whenever they came out onto the floor, if they were like ahead, the crowd sort of just like erupted in like cheers and noise and stuff. And at the end, one of the last events where Victor Hoffer realised that when he realised that he had done enough to get a ticket to the games, the whole crowd just went absolutely berserk, and it was just insane to be surrounded by that atmosphere. It was really, really cool. One of my top three favourite moment is Emma Tall doing rope climbs. It is just like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's like bing, 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 top, done. And at the end of the workout, she actually said that she found that workout pretty easy. It was 10 calorie acrobatic, 1 legless rope climb, 10 box jumps, 1 legless rope climb. At the end of the workout, she actually said something like, that was pretty easy, or that was pretty fun. And I just think it absolutely blows my mind. And when you see how like jacked and like big her upper body is, it just all makes sense. And it was just insane to watch this woman climb up a rope faster than I've ever seen anything climb up a rope. Naturally, one of my favorite moments was the lifting event. I just want to say that the weights that these girls had to lift, and guys obviously, were absolutely insane. Like, starts at 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, finishes at 80 kilos for two after all of the work that they've done. And watching these girls move these barbells was absolutely insane. Now, what I love most about weightlifting in CrossFit is that the weights at the very end, so the 80 kilo snatches, multiple girls said that that was their 1RM, or they hadn't snatched that in 3 years, or they had never snatched it, and they do it for 2 singles at the end of all of that work. I think is just the most insane thing ever. Like, as someone who does, or someone who did weightlifting, or a weightlifter or whatever, you just never do that. Like, you would never try to do your PB for more than one. Like, you would just do it for one, you'd be happy and like walk away or whatever, but you would never do loads of work before that, then try for a 1RM, then do it again. That's just lunacy. And I just think it's absolutely amazing and a true testament to how these CrossFitters are able to put themselves in that mentality where they can do that, like convince themselves that they're strong enough to do it and that they're able to do it. And I just think that's really, really cool and a true testament to how strong and capable these girls are and guys. And I just think it's really, really inspiring. Just like absolutely blows my mind. So obviously those weren't the only things I loved about the weekend, but those were some of my favorite things that I loved about the weekend. Obviously, just seeing all of the famous like CrossFitters, all of the like most well-known CrossFitters was absolutely insane. And watching Laura compete, watching Gabby Smagala compete, watching Amy Kringle being able to go to the games for the first time, British girl, was just, there were within the top 20, there were like 3 or 4 British women, and I just think that it's really truly inspiring to see all of these girls achieve what they wanted to achieve and like get to that level because it's such a competitive field. And I feel like it just inspires people like me who, like, I know that I just don't think very much of myself and think, oh, like, I'll just get where I get to, but I just think that it inspires normal people, like people who never like dreamed that they would do that they might actually be able to do that, which is really cool. And it makes me love the sport for that. But that's it. Now, as for the actual event, I thought you guys would actually like to know what it was actually like when we were there. So the event was in like, it was next to a huge stadium in like a slightly smaller venue. It was called the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France. It was kind of like in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. Like there wasn't very much around there. In terms of like food and stuff, there was literally nothing around the arena. You had to walk like 10-15 minutes to get to a Lidl, and that was pretty much it. There were like other foodie places, but it was like basically like McDonald's and stuff like that, which I'm not a huge fan of. Every day that you wanted to go into the arena, which was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there was a huge queue outside, but they did usually start the events pretty much on time every single day, which was really impressive because the amount of people trying to get in there was insane. On Sunday, they actually said that the whole arena was sold out, like it was a sold out crowd, which I would believe because it was absolute chaos. Now, as you would expect at this event, you had stalls like clothes stalls, protein stalls, like machine stalls, all that kind of stuff. For me, most of the clothes stalls were like fairly overpriced, I would say. I wasn't tempted by anything because I just thought it was really, really expensive. Like I found like some sports bras and some shorts that I really liked, but then I saw the sports bras were like 60 euros and the shorts were like 70. Ross wanted to buy like a CrossFit Semifinals t-shirt, which was like 70 euros. And I just thought, that's not worth it for me, but fine. Like I just found the stalls were slightly overpriced, but they had like a good variety of stalls. They had V-Lights, they had Rogue, they had Nocco, they had all of the other like smaller CrossFit brands that were there, which was really fun and really cool to see. They also had loads of different stalls with like challenges and stuff like holding the kettlebell over your head, max cal row, max cal bike, max cal ski in 20 seconds to win like a crate of Fit Aid drinks. Outside they also had like a huge area where you could just sit and lounge at like some chill out chairs and watch the event from the outside if you didn't want to sit inside the arena, which I think would have been a real shame because you would have missed out on the whole atmosphere, but it was nice to have that. Now, the thing, obviously the whole event was really good and it was all run on time and it was all really organized. So in that kind of sense, it was really good. The only thing that was really not great from the French Throwdown, like semi-finals, there were 2 stalls that made like hot food, like hot lunch food for basically almost over 5,000 people. So if you think about that, that is absolutely insane. So pretty much every day that we wanted to eat hot food there, because we didn't want to leave the event, and like I said, there wasn't anything on the outside, you had to queue for like minimum 30 to 45 minutes just to get to the front of the queue to order your food, and then you had to wait an extra like 20-25 minutes just to have your food like ready. I think that was absolutely insane and really badly organized, that there were really only 2 main food stores on the outside, and then on the inside you had like the general like hot dog and chip stuff. But I thought as an event that is about fitness, about health, about well-being, I thought that they could have done slightly more to supply like better nutritional food and like have shorter queues. But that's just my 2 cents. They did have like cool stalls that had like high protein brownies, high protein cookies. They had an acai stall, which was, we had one every day naturally, and that was really good. Like, so the food that was there was good, just we needed more stalls and more of it to make sure that there was enough to supply for everyone. But it was really, really cool. As I keep saying, and as I said at the beginning of this video, if you do have the opportunity to go to one of these events, I would highly recommend it. Obviously the tickets were quite expensive. I think it was 50 euros a day for just me and 50 euros a day for Ross. So that was 100 euros a day for tickets, so 300 euros over the weekend. That was really quick maths. So it was expensive, but I genuinely thought it was worth all of it because I had such a good time and I felt so pumped after I left, and I just thought it was a real genuine experience that you can't get from the gym. You know, you have to go to these things and experience it. It was really, really amazing. So 100% would recommend. I do just want to say that I know my content has kind of been like up and down recently, and I think I've just been struggling with like mainly like the confidence of doing stuff. I really enjoyed making the day one of the CrossFit semi-finals, and then I got like crippled by the fact that my content isn't as good as other people's who's making the same thing, because they have access to like filming differently and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try and do my best to keep making content and like share more of my CrossFit journey, because I really do believe after, like, not just after this weekend, but I really do believe that I do want to push this and see how far I can go, and I would love to just like vlog that experience and see what that experience is with you guys, and just like share the whole thing so we can kind of experience it together, and hopefully like share things with each other to kind of help us all out. But yeah, I'm very excited and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye! Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, and then I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye!